As a clone, apparently there's this thing spreading around where people are saying that the person that's actually in jail is not the real Diddy. Let me catch you up to speed. This is a real photo of Diddy. Notice the markings on his face? They're very prominent, and they are from the real Diddy. However, in this mugshot right here, you do not see these markings at all, so people are claiming that whoever is in jail, allegedly, supposedly, is not the real Diddy. This photo always terrified me. There's just something off about this photo. To make matters even more weird, Diddy's private jet is still flying around as we speak and making stops in various locations around the world. Just a few days ago, his private jet was spotted at Auckland Airport, a spot normally reserved for private aircraft. This is from the account Celebrity Jets. They're actually tracking P. Diddy's private jet flight path, and this is when it was landing at New Zealand. And 2 days ago, it was at Honolulu, Hawaii. This is the actual private jet that Diddy owned. And you can see him getting off this private jet.
We got video of him at Fort Dix reporting for work in the library, where he is making recommendations and handing out different movies and books for his fellow inmates.
I'm really fascinated just by the library itself.
But you're seeing him here. This is him reporting to work, taking off his jacket, taking off his scarf, and settling in for a day on the job.
It looks like a public school library.
Yeah.
It's
this was the chapel, and this is the media library in the chapel, which is where Diddy's currently working. He's working in a Life Connections program, which is an 18-month program that helps rehab people and get them closer to spirituality, to charity groups. And with that, it will shorten his sentence. But in this media library, he helps inmates with religious material, rent out movies, that kind of stuff. You see him pushing a
really
cart
interesting
with a TV on it.
Yeah, I mean, he was in the laundry room when he first got there.
Yeah,
this got to be
his first
This
assignment.
got to be a promotion.
Yeah.
It feels like a promotion. It feels like maybe he tried the lunchroom and put in a request for something different.
Yeah, it does
I mean,
believe
he is
it.
a
It does
media
sound like
mogul.
he used maybe possibly some connections to get a better job.
Kanye West just sent shockwaves through the entire entertainment industry by claiming Diddy never actually showed up at Fort Dix. Instead, he supposedly sent a clone to serve his time.
He wasn't invited to these parties. Obviously, Cat Williams done talked about these parties. People will mention
I don't know if it's a party. I'm saying that metaphorically. You know what I'm saying?
But you've heard about the parties that everyone are talking about. But you've never got invited to them. So you
I don't know what
really...
I don't know. I don't even know what the party. That's how far out of it I am. I don't know. But people call me Illuminati too. It's like, call me what? Okay, cool. I'm Illuminati. Then whatever it is. It's like whatever. I don't care. I really don't give a. I really don't give a.
There you have it.
Right in the middle.
Kanye West. Kanye. Kanye, why'd you show up today?
Hey guys, Aaron Katursky here from ABC. As if the trial of Sean Combs needed more spectacle, in walked Kanye West. He was inside for about 20 minutes. He didn't get into the courtroom. The guards made him go through security just like everybody else. He had to check his phone. And then he was taken up to the 24th floor to the overflow room. Now, I'm not sure if he didn't like it, didn't think it was the right vantage point for him, but he was only in there for a matter of minutes until he walked right back out. He was wearing this white, maybe canvas suit. And he told us that he was here to support Sean Combs. We're not sure that Combs' legal team wants him here for support or if he came on his own volition, but it certainly was a moment while testimony was going on from Sean Combs' former assistant, a guy named Jonathan Perez, who was with him from 2021 to 2024, said he set up hotel nights that he referred to as king nights, brought the lights, brought the Astroglide, brought the baby oil. The jury saw a lot of pictures today, too, of things seized from Combs' Los Angeles mansion. 900 bottles of Astroglide lubricant. According to the HSI agent on the witness stand, the jury saw boxes of it, all stacked up in Combs' garage.
Kanye West just sent shockwaves through the entire entertainment industry by claiming Diddy never actually showed up at Fort Dix. Instead, he supposedly sent a clone to serve his time. Ye is straight up saying, the person locked in that cell right now isn't the real Diddy. And the latest footage that surfaced has everyone questioning what's really going on. Meanwhile, 50 Cent is making power moves, especially after Diddy allegedly hit him with a cease and desist over that explosive Netflix docuseries exposing every secret in his past. This drama keeps escalating by the minute. TMZ just dropped some prison footage supposedly showing Diddy talking with other inmates at Fort Dix. Instead of settling the debate, the video just...
It's wicked, wicked, wicked. So you be careful.
Yeah.
We can't do nothing if they, you know what I'm saying? I need you out there, you feel me?
Yeah. I hear you. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
And have some fucking fun.
Yeah.
Not having no fun and then get behind the mic, have some fun, chop up them samples, get back on your headband, vibe, and this, have some fun, get back to smiling.
Yeah.
These other motherfuckers, they waste your time, big. You know what I'm saying?
Behind the explosive documentary is Combs' longtime rival, Curtis 50 Cent Jackson, and director Alexandria Stapleton.
How did you get that footage of Diddy?
I figured most journalists would not disclose their sources.
The recordings give viewers an intimate look at Combs' mindset ahead of his criminal trial, even conversations with his legal team.
Does he know y'all have this in the doc?
I would doubt he knows.
So when this airs, that'll be the first time that his legal team, Diddy, that everybody knows that this footage is now seeing the light of day. Perhaps. What was he intending to use it for?
I have no idea what he was doing that for.
I mean, you know, you're talking about a man who films himself doing everything and has for decades. I think he wanted someone to be behind the scenes with him.
Combs' team firing back in a statement to NBC News today, saying the Netflix so-called documentary is a shameful hit piece and that they relied on stolen footage that was never authorized for release. His team sending a cease and desist to Netflix. Netflix referring NBC News to a statement from Stapleton in which she said they lawfully obtained the footage.
Different. The facial structure seemed wrong, and even his entire energy felt manufactured, like someone studied Diddy's movements but couldn't get the details right. Fans immediately started saying this person looked like they were impersonating Diddy, but missing key characteristics.
Kristen Cavallari, renowned hip-hop critic, is weighing in on Kanye West. This just seems bizarre, and especially because the way she's not actually, I guess she is sort of waxing, she's remembering the good old days with Kanye. And she seems to think that the Kanye we're seeing now is not the same Kanye. I don't mean that.
Like literally a different person.
She's talking clones. Why? We'll get into that. But here is her theory.
Kanye is a clone. I wholeheartedly believe what I'm about to say. I think there are clones, and I'm going to tell you why. Remember, he was really talking a lot. The cabal didn't like that, you know? The Illuminati, the cabal, they did not like how much he was saying. He was calling a lot of people out, and he said, if I go away and I come back and I look different, that is not me.
If I ever went anywhere, we know why.
What happened? He was gone.
He did that because he wanted to gain weight. I would do that too. I'm going to do that next summer.
Look at him. Compare old photos of him. It's not the same person. It's not. Don't cancel me, Hollywood.
I don't know if Hollywood's going to cancel her, but you know who did cancel her, which I'm sure actually feeds into Kristen's conspiracy theory?
Who?
TikTok. That clip from her podcast she posted it on TikTok, and they took it down. In fact, did they shut down her whole page?
No, they took that post down. And I mean, this is just going to feed into more of these crazy conspiracy theories. Obviously, TikTok took it down because it was a community guideline violation. That's what they're saying.
Well, what guideline? Talking about the Illuminati?
I mean the fact that that she's talking about a conspiracy theory and her only evidence is that he looks different.
Once the footage hit the internet, everyone turned into investigators. Right away, people grabbed old photos, made comparison images, and started arguing whether this was actually Diddy or some stand-in pretending to be him. Whether we're dealing with mistaken identity, poor video quality, or something way more sinister, this clip opened up a massive can of worms. Kanye's wild statements just made everything explode even bigger. On top of that, whoever was supposedly locked up wasn't even moving like the real Diddy. The online detectives focused on every single gesture, and when they started connecting information, everything became suspicious real fast. Someone discovered Diddy's personal private jet was still flying across international borders while he's supposedly locked in a cell with zero outside contact.
Actually realized like how there's a taller Kanye and a smaller Kanye, taller Kanye and a smaller. They're fighting for who's gonna be Kanye. They're fighting for who's gonna be Kanye, dude, right in front of you. And it's like, yo, bro, leave my brother alone.
So Orlando is claiming that there were 2 Kanyes, but he isn't new to crazy claims, so he may not be the most reliable source. After this claim made by Orlando Brown and all the controversies he was in, Kanye shared a message from his personal trainer Harley Pasternak that was quite haunting. This is the guy Kanye was with when he was first taken to the hospital and given meds for his bipolar disorder. Harley has worked with many celebrities, including many people who have died to drug-related incidents like Mac Miller and Brittany Murphy. This has led theorists to believe that Pasternak may have had a hand in these people's deaths.
The man is facing hundreds of lawsuits and serious federal charges, but his plane is traveling around the world like nothing changed. Obviously, people started asking, if Diddy's really locked up, who's controlling his aircraft? When people examined the flight records and matched them against his court dates, things got even more questionable. The jet was reportedly landing at locations connected to major business deals, secret offshore spots, celebrity hideouts, and global cities where Diddy used to handle operations. Basically, every destination the original Diddy would visit regularly, except he's supposed to be stuck in federal custody. That's when the internet realized something wasn't making sense at all. This is where Kanye's role gets intense. A while back, he went public discussing his own handler, Harley Pasternak, some fitness trainer with alleged government ties. According to...
And so now we have 2 people come out saying that Diddy was talking to the feds. Do you think that's true?
Whether it's true or not, and he might have been cooperative in some way, shape, or form, you don't get away with human trafficking unless you give up John Gotti or something like that, and that's not what happened here. I can tell you, Jesse, that this investigation's been going on for a long time, very closely held by HSI, so much so that even some of the agents on the raid a week ago today didn't know whose house they were raiding until they got there. That's how closely held this investigation.
Wow, because there could have been a tip.
Absolutely.
And there are allegations that he was paying law enforcement through his chief of security, which also happened to be Michael Jackson's chief of security.
I don't know if I buy into that. You know, people in Diddy's situation like to have those involved in law enforcement close to them. But that doesn't mean they're taking payoffs. That doesn't mean they're doing big favors. They like that closeness. It's just like how Diddy was able to court Diageo or Estee Lauder. He was very successful in doing that, and that made him a lot of money and gave him credibility outside the hip-hop rap world. And that's what he was trying to do here, a lot like what Epstein did with very powerful political and business figures.
You gotta realize one thing, that boy's life is dangerous. His life doesn't, and he's just not dangerous with the shit they said he was doing, but he's in danger. He know too much. One thing you gotta realize is he probably having a conversation right now with the higher ups and everybody else to figure out how it's gonna work itself out. Because he know all the secrets. And if he get to run his mouth, it could be a bad look. I look at it like the most important thing is the industry need to be built over. You have all these executives because somebody was their father, their grandfather, or all these type of stuff, and they don't give people an opportunity to grow and learn. I know when I first started in this business, it wasn't a machine. I had to be the machine. I had to figure out how to get my songs on the radio, because at that time they was getting 5% and they got 10%. It was popping champagne bottles. I went from 95% of the songs you hear on the radio was my songs into 97%. So you have to really do all this thing and really do the work.
Harley Pasternak has been working with every celebrity, from Ariana Grande to Jessica Simpson, from Mac Miller to Brittany Murphy. This man is everywhere, and there are major red flags. Like, why is an ex-government defense agent working as a nutritionist for the biggest celebrities? It really appears that Harley is a handler, and that's why celebrities like Kanye West has exposed him. For example, Kanye shared text messages showing Harley threatening him to drug him up like a zombie, send him away to a hospital, and keep him away from his kids.
Yay, he warned the world that everyone in Hollywood answers to someone, and he specifically said, if I ever disappear and return, that won't be me. So when Diddy vanished from public view for almost 2 years, then suddenly reappeared looking strange, acting bizarre, and moving different while his jet stayed active. People immediately started connecting the dots. Don't forget, Kanye had Diddy's back from the beginning when the case started. The moment Diddy's situation reached the courts, Kanye showed up the next day, proving he wasn't abandoning his friend. During that meeting, Kanye even connected with Christian and promised he'd do everything possible to support Diddy through the chaos. This wasn't some casual visit. Kanye was making a statement and showing loyalty in front of everyone. Days later, Kanye had a direct conversation with Diddy and actually posted parts of it on social media. The internet went absolutely wild because everyone
never before seen footage of Sean Diddy Combs in the days leading up to his arrest in New York last September.
You want to put stuff in my fanny pack, King?
The exclusive video obtained by Netflix shows Combs debating with his lawyers about strategy.
Listen to me. I'm going to get off the phone right now, and I am going to let you professionals look at the situation and come back to me with a solution. No matter what, no matter what nobody said. Let's just, here and there, y'all are not working together the right way. We're losing.
The footage is part of a new, highly anticipated docuseries by director Alex Stapleton and rapper and executive producer Curtis 50 Cent Jackson, titled Sean Combs: The Reckoning. Was there anything that surprised you when you were watching?
I think it was surprising that he actually filmed it.
It was very interesting to watch a man who's known for his brand presence. You know, he has a really amazing knack for marketing and all of that, and how he was sort of taking that into account in how he was coming off to the public.
The exclusive video also shows Combs in Harlem greeting fans.
Off my back, bro. Long as you win. I'm gonna win. As long as you win, we win it. I'll accept it.
I need some hand sanitizer. Hold on. I got. I've been out in the streets amongst the people. Yeah, I gotta take a bath. Like the amount of people that actually I'm coming in contact with, like that's what I have to do. You know what I'm saying? Oh. It's like 150 hugs.
You're a public person as well, and there was one instance in Harlem, and his reaction when those people
went away.
Got in
the car and said, I feel like I need to wash, like I'm dirty. That was, it showed you his character.
Was that the reason for including it?
Yeah, I mean, what's the odds that you would do that in front of the camera?
Let people know that the show is not completely the perspectives of people that did not like Sean. We weren't trying to just get the highlights, the salacious details, you know, that the real goal was to storytell. And not everyone needed to have an allegation to be a part of this project.
The 4-part series also features 2 jurors from Combs' trial who are speaking for the first time about how they reached their mixed verdict, finding Combs guilty of 2 prostitution offenses, but clear of racketeering and trafficking charges, both sharing their thoughts on the relationship between Combs and singer Cassie. Juror 75 describing them as 2 people in love, and Juror 160 saying in part, domestic violence wasn't one of the charges. Cassie, is she a victim in all this?
I believe Cassie's a victim in all this because she came in she's like 18, like 19 years old. In the very beginning, after a while, over time, you condition for it.
The goal of what the film is trying to do is to let the audience kind of come in to ask questions like, were their decisions colored by certain things, and who got the benefit of the doubt, you know, in that courtroom?
Do you think that hip-hop culture was on trial as much as Sean Combs was?
Look, if I didn't say anything, you would interpret it as the hip-hop is fine with his behaviors.
Wanted to know why Kanye was supporting him so hard and what inside information he had that nobody else possessed. Here's where things get twisted. Kanye was ride or die for Diddy initially, but immediately after that private phone call, Kanye completely flipped and distanced himself like he witnessed something terrifying. People started speculating whether Kanye heard something on that call that completely transformed his view on everything. Hollywood clone conspiracy theories have been floating around for years, and even though it sounds crazy, many industry insiders discuss it like it's legitimate. Orlando Brown,
I'm obviously onto something. I'm
on to something.
Kristen Cavallari is trying to set the record straight about comments she made about Britney Spears. After the Hills alum recently shared on her Let's Be Honest podcast that she believed the Lucky singer was a clone, Kristen reveals on her November 5th episode of her podcast she received an interesting request.
I get a call from my publicist. Okay, so he calls me and he goes, guess who wants your phone number? And I went, who? Britney Spears. And I'm going, what? I'm not gonna lie though, at first you guys, because okay, if you didn't listen to the last episode Justin and I did, go listen. But we talked about Hollywood conspiracies and I said, my big thing was Kanye West, I think, is a clone, but also I said Britney is not Britney.
The 37-year-old who previously met Spears at her Las Vegas residency in 2014 explains that she felt the pop legend had heard about the comments she made on her podcast and wanted to dispel the rumors.
So my initial reaction was, I was scared. I'm not gonna lie. I was honestly like, oh my God.
Like you thought it was the Illuminati or the cabal?
Like they're on to me, man, okay? They didn't like that podcast episode. So I'm like, give her my number. Like, great.
Kristen explains that she and her publicist were then put into a group text with Britney and her manager.
Her manager puts us on a group chat and says like, oh, ladies, like, or he called us icons. But
gotta get that
two
in there.
icons coming together, blah, blah, blah. And then Britney sent me a text and I'm not going to read it. I would love to read it. Just take my word.
Why
on
would you
that.
love to read it? Because I know why you would love to read it.
It was a bit of a roller coaster.
And it was like, no, that's Britney Spears. Nobody can fake that. That's not, or it's the Britney Spears that's put out to us right now. Because it was
Or
like
it's
one
her
big run-on
clone.
sentence.
Or it's her clone. Her clone let me know that she's not a clone. That's a red flag. Only a clone would say something like that.
Went on record last year claiming Kanye got cloned, and shockingly, tons of people agreed with his statement. Kanye's even discussed cloning himself, especially that infamous moment when he talked about Elon Musk. He dropped this statement: "Am I the only person thinking Elon might be half Chinese? Ever looked at his childhood photos? Mix a Chinese genius with a South African supermodel. Boom, there's an Elon. I say an Elon because they probably created 10 to 30 versions, and he's just the first successful genetic experiment that survived." When Kanye said that, the internet absolutely exploded with wild theories. But that wasn't the first time cloning discussions appeared around him. People even brought former President Obama into the conversation.
Diddy could be a free man by the end of this week. We broke a story last night that Donald Trump is seriously considering commuting his sentence. And there has been a lot of fallout with our story. By the way, commuting his sentence before he's even in a prison. Right. He's still at Brooklyn MDC waiting to find out which prison he's going to. But this is something that President Trump is considering. And the fact that he's considering it is causing a bit of an internal war at the White House, because not everybody in the administration thinks this is a good idea. So we are told this. And this is coming from somebody high up in the White House. We broke that story, incidentally, that right after the sentencing, his legal team, Diddy's legal team, got in touch with somebody who had the president's ear, and that the president was looking at the paperwork. And the president acknowledged that like 2 days later. Yeah, in the Oval Office. 2 days later. Yeah. So we now know that Trump is considering, we're told that he's kind of waffling. He's going back and forth on this, but there are staffers in the White House telling him, don't do it. So we put this story up last night.
I know is everything that I read in that article looked accurate.
Well, look, that's probably some relief to Diddy's team, you know. And
I don't know. I think they're moving ahead. I don't think anybody is counting on anything, and
Right.
I think the reporting was accurate.
how did you hear he's faring since the sentencing?
I don't know. I mean, I hopefully we'll see him soon and find out.
I guess lastly, I would ask, what do you think his future looks like?
I have
You
the
know?
utmost confidence in Sean. I think Sean will make a comeback, the likes of which people are not expecting. So I have, I've watched him. I've known him for a long time. I have the utmost confidence in him.
In whatever sphere. I mean, he's done business, the music,
He's iconic
the
in a
fashion.
lot of ways, and I think he'll make a comeback. I'll leave it at that.
Then Kristen Cavallari jumped in with her opinion. She dedicated podcast time to Kanye's clone theories and boldly stated she thinks celebrity clones actually exist. In her view, Kanye got replaced by an Illuminati clone, pointing to unexplained changes in how he looks and that mysterious period when he completely vanished. She didn't stop with just Kanye, though. She applied the same theory to Britney Spears. Kristen claimed the person we see today might not be the original Britney, and mentioned Britney supposedly contacted her privately before disappearing again. Seriously, when's the last time Britney Spears personally reached out to address rumors? That detail alone convinced people something much darker was happening. When you connect all these allegations to the Diddy situation, the whole picture gets way more disturbing. Diddy's been linked to federal investigations for years. People always suspected he had powerful connections, helping him navigate through dangerous situations. Now with his private jet globetrotting, Kanye backing off suddenly, and clone rumors resurfacing throughout the industry, it seems like something massive is happening behind closed doors. The man had connections reaching the highest levels.
This Diddy documentary isn't even out yet, and Diddy is mad as hell. Diddy's crisis PR manager put out statements to the media outlets claiming that the never-before-seen videos that are in the Netflix documentary were stolen. He's claiming that the one of him talking to his lawyers about doing dirty business was never meant to see the light of day. So you know what? Let's go ahead and hear what he said one more time.
We have to find somebody that'll work with us that has dealt in the dirtiest of dirty business. We're losing.
Diddy is also pissed that 50 Cent is the one that created this documentary, calling it a shameful hit piece, and he said it's crazy that 50 Cent got to work on this documentary when he has had a personal vendetta against Diddy for years. Already know while Diddy is sweating, 50 Cent literally doesn't care. He has still been trolling on his social media all day long. Media outlets are sharing how 50 Cent posted that Diddy's publicist was saying nasty things about him and he just didn't want to go to Diddy's parties. He captioned it, "Netflix is concerned that their servers may not be able to handle everyone watching at once at 12 a.m. Eastern time. It goes live." Now, even though Diddy is accusing Netflix and the team of stealing this unseen video footage that is in this documentary, the team hit back pretty quickly. They said in a statement that this video footage came to them and they did everything legally to acquire this video footage. And that they basically own all of the rights of this unseen video footage that is about to be in this Netflix doc. Probably one of the funniest things that I saw in these statements from Diddy's PR team is the fact that he didn't want these video clips of him talking to this lawyer out for the public to be able to see. You didn't want this clip of you talking to your lawyers viewed by the public. Why were you having somebody film you at all? Some of the video footage, Diddy admits that he hired people.
Watch this and think that you really hate Sean Combs.
Why would they be thinking that?
Because of the things that you post on Instagram,
Yeah,
because
this,
of the...
Look at this. And let's stop for a second and do say that I hated him enough to hire his kids. And we've never done anything to each other. So it's just competitive energy and things that you say about other artists while you're in hip-hop culture.
This documentary is one of several that has chronicled Combs' rise and fall. But Stapleton says theirs is different.
Yeah, there's a lot of new information. No one had ever really put it together like that before.
For 50 Cent, he says he feels a sense of obligation.
Well, if I didn't say anything, you could assume that all of hip-hop culture is comfortable with his actions.
What else can you tell us about it?
So there's a lot more of this never-before-seen footage, Tom, of Combs having really private conversations with his legal team, and you really got a sense of his mindset ahead of his criminal trial, which is really fascinating for me because he never did any sit-down interviews ahead of the trial. So you finally get to see what his strategy was and how worried he was. But clearly, perhaps he didn't think that he was going to go to prison because he's filming this documentary. You're also going to hear from Aubrey O'Day. She was in the girl band Danity Kane as part of making the band. She has an explosive allegation against Combs. And then there's quite a bit that focuses on the murders of Biggie and Tupac, and people from Combs' inner circle raising a lot of questions. People are going to also have a lot to say about that.
And if powerful players wanted to arrange something, they definitely had the resources to make it happen. Diddy wasn't just some rapper. He wielded enough power to contact the President of the United States about getting pardoned. That tells everything about what level this man operated on. So if he could reach that deep into political circles, what's stopping him from arranging a body double situation? When someone has that kind of access, it's completely reasonable to think they could manipulate public perception about who's actually in custody. We're not discussing some regular famous person with minor influence. This is someone who built power across decades spanning multiple industries. Diddy constructed a network connecting entertainment, politics, and finance, with unlimited resources in every direction and mountains of cash to execute basically any strategy. People underestimate how extensive his business relationships were and how much influence he had in rooms the public never sees. With that kind of reach, he wasn't operating like typical celebrities. The man was playing chess while everyone else played checkers. Even his own legal team hinted that Diddy developed a strategy nobody would predict. Now people are asking if that's what they meant. Were they hinting at some backup plan that would flip the situation at the perfect moment? Something that would keep Diddy away from the worst consequences while keeping everyone distracted with deception. Let's be real. If Diddy had the funds to pay someone to switch places, and he felt trapped with no options, he'd absolutely do whatever necessary to secure his freedom. The way everything's unfolding, it makes perfect sense why people believe there's been a master plan operating behind the scenes this whole time. 50 Cent's Netflix docuseries takes this entire situation to another level. The leaked content includes footage from before the trial, where Diddy is allegedly heard instructing his legal team to locate the most corrupt individual they could access and leverage that person's influence. When that clip surfaced, people immediately started connecting information. If he was comfortable seeking out someone like that, what's stopping him from finding someone willing to serve his sentence? The speculation around these theories absolutely exploded. Naturally, Diddy's legal team is working overtime trying to stop this docuseries. They've been firing off statements constantly, labeling the show a shameful and disgraceful character assassination, claiming Netflix used stolen or unauthorized material. Diddy's been documenting his life since he was 19, building his personal archive. His camp insists the streaming platform manipulated his private footage into propaganda designed to destroy him. They're desperately trying to convince everyone that nothing shown in the series deserves credibility. But 50 Cent isn't backing down 1 inch on anything presented in the project. He straight up said he's not retreating, and he shut down speculation that he made the docuseries for petty revenge. In his words, this wasn't about settling scores. This was about revealing the real truth and showing people what actually happens when cameras stop rolling. Now we've got one side screaming, the show is pure slander, while the other side says the evidence speaks volumes. Based on how the internet's responding, this battle is just getting started. He emphasized this wasn't about personal grudges or old beef. This was about pulling back the curtain and exposing who Diddy really is when the publicists, camera crews, and carefully crafted image disappear. Someone who watched the complete docuseries claimed that if the public knew what those episodes contain, everything people think they know about Diddy would get flipped completely upside down. If even a fraction of what's being discussed is legitimate, Hollywood might be hiding some of the most explosive secrets in entertainment history. Now the serious questions need answers. Is Diddy actually in that prison cell at this moment? Or did someone execute one of the most insane celebrity switcheroos ever witnessed? Is Kanye dropping real facts or just stirring the pot to force people to dig deeper? How far does this conspiracy stretch? With rumors of body doubles, behind-the-scenes negotiations, and whispers about federal agreements, this feels like it extends way beyond just one entertainer's legal troubles. One thing's crystal clear, this story won't disappear anytime soon. The deeper people investigate, the more bizarre everything becomes, and each new piece of information creates 10 more questions.